Today you'll be learning all about entity relationship diagrams, or ERDs. We're going to start off by discussing, but now let's talk about the relationships that exist between these different entities. The relationships describe how these entities will interact with each other, if at all. And you do that by drawing a line in between them. So when I draw a line in between these particular elements, I'm showing that there is some sort of interaction or connection in some way. Now that we have our relationships in place, you'll see some funky notation attached to these lines. This, in fact, is called the cardinality, which further defines the relationship in a numerical context, particularly within minimums and maximums. So for example, here on this right side, you can see some different types of cardinality we have in ER diagrams. We have one, many, one and only one, zero or one or many, zero or many. Now don't be afraid if this isn't making sense quite yet. We're going to walk through some examples that'll help you understand this perfectly. So let's talk about the relationship and the cardinality that exists between a customer and the order. Now the best way to do this is to think about it logically. We have to think about what is the minimum number of orders that a customer could have, and what's the maximum number of orders that a customer could have. So let's start with minimums. What is the minimum number of orders that a customer could have? Well, a customer could exist, but he or she could have 0 orders. So to show that over here, we'll have that 0 sign. Now we have to think about the maximum. What are the maximum number of orders that a customer could have? Well, as you probably already know, a customer can have infinite orders. In the case of Snuggies, you can never just have one Snuggie. So to show that, we'll use this zero or many crow's foot notation. Now let's talk about the minimum and maximum relationship between orders and customers. So we ask ourselves the same questions. What is the minimum amount of customers that an order may have? And what's the maximum number of customers that an order may have? Now, a specific order can only have one and only one customer. Well, you can imagine the confusion that could come if the same specific order had lots of customers. So in this case, there can be only one and only one number of customers to an order. And we can show that using this sign here. So now let's talk about the relationship or cardinality between orders and products. So we'll ask ourselves the same question. A certain order can have how many products? Well, for an order to exist, it has to have one product. But a lot of different products can be comprised of that order. So to show that on our diagram, we'll change this notation. Now we ask ourselves that question in reverse. A product can be a part of how many orders? Well, a product could be a part of no orders, but it also could be a product of many orders. So we're going to use this zero or many notation on our diagram. So now you've built your entire ER diagram, and we've built something small here, but now you have the foundation and framework that you need to build complex, complete entity relationship diagrams. Although this can seem a little bit overwhelming at first, just be sure to walk yourself through that logic, and you'll be able to build entire complex ERDs.